Hey everybody, quick question. Did you write today? Are you feeling okay? Get your pen and paper out. We're going to have a writing day. Get your paper up. Get your pen out too. It's time to write. You know what to do. I am Kiana Davis. I want you to join me in a writing series, a journaling series, a self-discovery series, or whatever kind of writing series you want it to be. You can name it for yourself. I want to talk about this week, seeds. The prompt I have for the week is reflect on someone who inspired you without you realizing it. What was the seed they planted in your life and how has it grown? The prompt to be in the comment section. But I wanted to start off with some seeds that were planted in my childhood. This is a book by Irma King. Irma King came into my third grade class and she changed my life. I was very amazed at the time, but I didn't realize all the seeds she planted and how my life is mirroring many of the things that she did that day. She came into our classroom and she talked about her experience, her life experiences. But one of the reasons that she wanted to come in was to talk to us about and educate us on Jim Jones and what had happened to her. One of her family members, they had died. During that time, they drank the poisoned Kool-Aid. And she talked about that. I had no idea. But she talked about her life experiences and she read her poetry. And I was like, wow. I was really amazed because at that time, I'm going to do this in another video, but I was kind of like having an identity crisis. I know I was like about 8 years old, and you were thinking, how can you have that? But I was really looking out at the world at that time, developmentally as young people are, and as children begin to look out to identify with the world around them. And when she came into our classroom, it was amazing because I didn't know Black people wrote books. And then walks in Irma. So she changed my life. And from that moment, from 8 years old, I didn't realize I wanted to be a writer. But watching her, I wanted to be a writer. So third grade, let's fast forward to seventh grade. I was, my class was right after lunch. So I had so my seventh grade class was right after lunch. And what happened was the teacher said, right after lunch, we can read or we can write. And my idea was to write because I didn't write at that time. I just loved to read. So I was always reading. And I got a chance to sit down with a piece of paper and pen. And I was really surprised at what I began to write about. At first, I started writing those poems like Roses Are Red, Violets Are Blue, I Like You, Do You Like Me Too? But then they evolved and they became really expressive, introspective writings about the world around me. And it surprised me because I didn't know the voice that was inside of me at about 12 years old. I was like, wow, I thought that. When I read my writing, I was thinking, did I say that? Amazing, right? And so that started me writing, and that started me writing poetry because Irma King had come into our classroom and she had written her poems and they were about her life experience. So in my mind, that made it okay that you can write poetry about your life. And so fast forward to about 2012, 2013, 2012, I started putting a book together because I had written all these poems. And then 2012, I won tickets, just the tickets, right, to see Oprah in New York, her master class. So it was, I flew out there, I flew out there, it was just tickets I won. I had to get all my own accommodations in my flight, but it was so awesome because here I was with Oprah Winfrey at the time, and at that time it was Tony Robbins and Oprah Winfrey, and they talked about dreams and making your dreams come true. And I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to publish my book. I want to publish my poetry book. So this is my first book. It's called Digging for Roots. And in line with Irma, I wrote about my life experiences. And I think I was about 4 or 5, I started looking at Black dolls as myself. And when I didn't find them, I started to have like an identity crisis. So the seed Irma planted for me was that I could be an author. I could be something greater than what I was seeing. Okay? Yes. Okay. That's what Irma did. And the fact that Irma gave everyone in our class a copy and she self-published it. So Irma self-published her book, right? It's falling apart right now, but she self-published it. And then she gave us all a copy. That was impactful to me. So Fast forward to 2024, I've written several books, and when I go out to speak, I love to speak with youth. I speak with adults as well. I talk about identity, social justice, writing as a healing tool. I love teaching writing, so here I am now, and my goal is to give away copies of the book, or my books, to give the young people a copy of the book, and to just come before them and plant seeds as they have been planted for me. Last week, I went into a middle school, and there was a lunch, and the youth were able to volunteer their time to come in and hear Arthur in the community. And it was such an amazing session, and it was multicultural. There were boys in there as well. And I was wondering, so my first question was, why did you all want to come in today? So there was various answers, but one little girl said, I wanted to see a Black Arthur. I wanted to see, I'd never seen a Black Arthur before. And so I talked about hair and hair discrimination, talked about identity, and all the kids got it. They were really understanding of my book. And at the end, I couldn't give each youth a book, but I was able to raffle away about 16 copies. And so that little girl did get one. And there was another little girl that came in a little bit later, and she didn't win a book, but I gave her an extra book. And she was so happy. She was jumping up and down, and she hugged me. And she was like, I really wanted this book. So I said, that is time for me to start my writing series. So I hope you join me. Our topic for this week, I'm going to ask you to write with me 10 minutes for the week. And I'm going to come back on here next Monday. We're going to talk about something else, but 10 minutes or 15 minutes or longer, however long you can write, but 15 minutes with me. There's something I saw that says if you write 10 to 15 minutes, or 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to have about 300 words. So, hey, you may be able to write 300 words. Come on, try it, challenge. And so our topic, once again, is the seeds that have been planted in your life, and how they've grown. And so if you join me on this community of writers I'm building, I want to write with everyone. So I hope you join me. The hashtag is Did You Write Today? Okay, our song is Did You Write Today? Are you feeling okay? Get your pen and paper out and have a writing day. Okay, get your paper up, get your pen out. So come on, come through. See you next week. Bye-bye.